There's a little feature in here called Siri, and you may have heard of Siri before. You may have seen the commercials where Apple has Siri going around. A lot of people use Siri for jokes, but she's actually very, very useful. To access Siri, all you have to do is hold down your home button. So I'm going to hold it down for a few seconds. What's the weather like today? You'll notice how she uses my voice. So I can talk to her, or in this case him, I have it changed to a male. You can change and see, there's the weather, and I can ask her a different question. I can even set up events. Create a calendar appointment for 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, I've set up your appointment for tomorrow.
So she's like a personal assistant for you. You can have her send emails, you can have her schedule appointments. You can see she's asking for follow-up, so she's seeing my voice there. But Siri is a very useful tool to use where she can dictate things to you. You can also manually select to have things dictated. And again, like I mentioned before, my Siri is a British male. However, if I wanted to change that to Australian, or if I wanted to change that to American, I just click right on here to settings. Scroll down to where we see Siri. And you can see I can change the language, I can change the voice. So right now it's British male. And that way you can customize the Siri for you. Now you also have the option here where it says My Info to put your info in. This is going to be so she knows not just how to refer to you, but information like your address. So instead of me having to say, when I get close to said address, remind me to do this, I can say, when I leave work, remind me to pick up milk. Or when I get close to home, remind me that I need to stop at the neighbor's house. That way it's a location-based reminder. This is more useful for things like the iPhone that have GPS built in and is constantly connected to cell phone networks. However, it's really good if you are connected to a Wi-Fi network. You can use a lot of those location-based information bits. Even things like your relationships with people. So if I have my brother put into my contacts, I can choose and say, remind me to email my brother. And so it will pull up my brother's contact information and it knows exactly who I'm talking about. To change that information, so you notice when under My Info, it really only gave me a list of names, that's going to be in the Contacts app. And again, I'm using that search feature to quickly find where the app is in. Brings up my contacts, and again, we have that same layout that we've seen so far, where the left-hand side is the most broad, and the right-hand side here brings up all the individual information. If I click the plus sign, I'm going to be adding in a new contact. So I can even add myself. Usually yourself will already be listed. So you'll see here that if you are yourself, the Me button will be next to it. So I would recommend adding your contact information under the Me for you. So here's my mail here. If I wanted to go through and edit that, I click Edit in the top right-hand corner. I can add phone numbers in, I can add birthdays, addresses, and the Add field is where I add things like relationships. So if I click Add field, I even have things like phonetic first names. So I spell my name with B-R-I. Siri likes to think that's spelled or pronounced Bry. So when I'm trying to tell Siri to do something, she refers to me as Bry, and I have to use that for my own pronunciation. If I have my pronunciation in there as Bree, even though I spell it B-R-I, she'll get it. She'll understand what it's supposed to be now. I can add nicknames in there, departments, so you can really start to customize your own stuff. You can also link contacts, so people that are linked to you. So let's say Apple Incorporated is linked to me, hit link, and now this is a person that is linked to me, as well as a contact. Maybe it's another contact that I have. So that's contacts.